Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Ari and we're here to talk about everything writing, reading, and overthinking. If you're new here, I'm an aspiring author and I have a short story published and linked down below if you want to check it out. There are two things we're going to do today. The first is getting our ducks in a row for Camp July NaNoWriMo, so we're going to be setting some goals for that. I also wanted to set some 6-month writing goals because we're halfway through the year already. I don't even understand how that's possible, but it's almost July. So it's time for part 1, setting some Camp July NaNoWriMo goals. Okay, so let's go ahead and open Notion. I got my laptop. So I just want to take a minute and give Brielle a shout out. I love her channels. If you don't know her, she has one writing channel called Brielle Writes, and she has another lifestyle channel called Brielle Juliet, I believe. So I just want to let you know that I got this template from her Brielle Juliet channel, and I'll link it down below. So definitely go check out her channel, check out this template. I love this template, it's amazing. I just started using it, but I'm like already obsessed. So as most of you know, Camp July NaNoWriMo is coming up, and it might even be here by the time that I wind up posting this video. For those of you that don't know, Camp July NaNoWriMo is basically just a choose your own goal writing event. There's 3 nano events. The main nano event is in November, where writers write 50,000 words in the month of November. And then there's 2 camps, one in April and one in July, and both tend to be choose your own goal. I also just want to put a disclaimer on here that I know that there is controversy surrounding the NaNoWriMo company. This is not in any affiliation with the company, but we are going to set some writing goals and we're going to stick to them because we got to finish the dang book, okay? But don't worry, I'll be here with you the whole time. I mentioned this a bit in my last video, but I'm in the middle of writing a dialogue first draft. If you don't know what a dialogue first draft is, it's exactly what it sounds like. You're basically just writing dialogue for an entire book. And the reason that I'm finding it so helpful is because you're not getting bogged down by descriptions, by trying to make your prose pretty. You're not even trying to actually get the dialogue that you're trying to write down. It's just a manuscript that has bare bones dialogue between characters and very little of anything else. I find it extremely helpful in pinpointing character motivations and stakes. And just for reference, I am kind of chaotic in the way that I draft. So I am a pantser. I have to draft and fully pants the draft in order to basically tell myself the story. And I refer to that draft as a draft 0. I basically tell myself the draft, I pants that draft in draft 0, I go in, I do a dialogue first draft for draft 0.5, and then I can actually go in and write like a real draft 1. And so that's where I'm at for Pretend the Earth Doesn't Call. I realized that I had the name of the book on my website, so I'm just gonna use the name or the project interchangeably. I'll probably wind up using the name of Project Gaia, which is Pretend the Earth Doesn't Call. I have my Notion open. This is from Brielle's channel, so go check her out. So I'm gonna open up quarter 3 for July, and we're gonna go ahead and write for July, finish dialogue first draft of Pretend the Earth Doesn't Call. I'm halfway through my dialogue first draft for Pretend the Earth Doesn't Call, so I wanna go ahead and finish that. Then I wanna go ahead and reverse outline my dialogue first draft for Pretend the Earth Doesn't Call. What I see that as is I'm basically gonna go and set myself up for August and September. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish my dialogue first draft, and then I'm probably gonna wind up taking like the last week or like week and a half of Camp July NaNoWriMo, and I'm going to reverse outline. That's the goal for July, finish my dialogue first draft, reverse outline. So that way I set myself up really well for August and September to write my real first draft of Pretend the Earth Doesn't Call. That segues really nicely into part 2 of this video. Although I cannot believe that June is over, I absolutely cannot believe it. I don't understand where the year went, and it's making me realize how quickly the year is going by, and I'm honestly not making as much progress as I would like to be. So when I started this year and I set some writing goals, I basically told myself that my main goal for the year was to get a draft to betas. And honestly, I am not close to finishing that goal. And so we still have 6 months. I can get a book to betas in 6 months. And so that's really the goal. But because we want to set ourselves up for success, I'm going to chunk it out and give myself different goals for each month over the next 6 months of the year. So I told you what my July goals are. I'm gonna finish my dialogue first draft. I'm gonna reverse outline so I can set myself up for success for my draft 1. And then what I'm gonna do in August and September is I'm gonna give myself 2 months to really create a draft 1 for Pretend the Earth Doesn't Call. So I'm gonna split it up in 2 because I like to draft in 4 parts. So I do like Act 1, Act 2A, Act 2B, Act 3. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to split it in half. So I'm gonna draft Act 1 and Act 2A of draft 1 of Pretend the Earth Doesn't Call. And then for September, I'm going to draft Act 2B and Act 3 of draft 1 of Pretend the Earth Doesn't Call. Okay. So that's basically my quarter. So July, we have NaNoWriMo, finished dialogue, first draft, reverse outline. September, oh my God, what are the months of the year? Okay, in August, we're going to write half of draft 1. And in September, we're gonna finish half of draft 1 too. We're just gonna finish the whole book in September. Then let's move on to October and November and December. So October, I wanna give myself time to basically do an editing pass. So it'll basically give me a month to maybe let it sit for a week and then go ahead and do an editing pass and prepare for betas. And then in November, I want to do NaNoWriMo, but we're gonna draft. What I'd like to do is I think let Pretend the Earth Doesn't Call sit for this month. So I can do 2 editing passes and we can send Pretend the Earth Doesn't Call out in December. I know that's not ideal with regards to like holidays and things like that, but I think giving myself enough time to edit is gonna be important. So again, we wanna set ourselves up for success and setting really realistic goals. I think I can have a book finished and out to betas in the next like 4 or 5 months. So November, I wanna also prepare Pretend the Earth Doesn't Call for betas, but let it sit. We're gonna draft Honey and I, which is the project that I got 30,000 words in and then I kind of had to let it sit. I think we're getting to the point where I can pick it up again. So I wanna basically draft that in Nano. And then December, I want to send Pretend the Earth Doesn't Call to betas, finishing touches. So we have 6 months of goals planned and we have a game plan for Camp July Nano. We're gonna do it. We're gonna write the dang book. Thanks so much for watching and joining me. Be sure to tell me what your Camp Nano goals are in the comments down below. And also tell me if you're setting any 6 month goals too. I think setting goals halfway through the year is actually a really great way to take a second and check your progress and see how it's been going. So go ahead and tell me down below, and I will be doing weekly vlogs of my Nano progress, so be sure to tune in and please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.